It is recording.
Alrighty. Um,
So
I don't
for this
have it
one,
pulled up. Go ahead.
it says discuss where you are in relation to your special education observations. You may want to review Module 5 material and take a look at the journal prompt entries that are special education specific. What are some good practices that you have seen or see? What are some special education accommodations or other actions that you have learned about that you think would be great to use in the classroom?
I haven't got into my special education uh, shadowing yet. I actually was just meeting with the lady yesterday while I was there, and I start next week. So I haven't got to see a whole lot of it, but through the classroom that I'm in now, and just with talking with the teacher, um, the main thing that she does to accommodate is just kind of, after teaching the lesson or starting the work, she'll go around to those people who need extra help and make sure that they're fully understanding and kind of, give them a little more attention to make sure that they're fully getting it. And if they need any extra help, she's there to provide it.
Yeah. I actually finished all my observations.
Um,
So I've seen in the special education room, there's like just a lot of different, it was more of a pull out section um, of math and reading that I was in. And
mhm,
there was a bunch of different things that they did, but I would say the most specific is they had a lot of paras, and the thing that really is difficult for them is the special education teacher has a her bachelor's degree in psychology and is working on her master's in education. So she never
mhm,
really did the teaching side of it, and she's not necessarily licensed yet. Um, so she said it's really hard because they don't even have a curriculum slash resource for it, but they're going to
uh,
be joining Hayes High's program. I forget what it's actually called. So they'll have more resources there, hopefully, to use. But really, what they
mhm,
do is they have a lot of paras and para subs that come in, and they have like one student who has seizures, so he's always with a para, and then there's another one who I believe is on the autism spectrum. I didn't really ask that question because it was just constantly busy, so there wasn't time to
yeah,
ask. So he has a para with them, but like in reading, they all split up into like reading groups. So each table has a behavioral IEP student, and then the rest are just kind of mixed in. And they all kind of work together so the paras are able to help them stay on task and kind of keep those behavioral students from causing more chaos in the classroom and try to keep from one of them's a really big bully, so trying to keep that one from causing negative impacts on other students. I never really saw any like time accommodations while I was there, but there wasn't any testing. One kid has a like eye stigma that makes it really hard to see, so it's very much similar to dyslexia for him because
mhm,
he either can't see or words kind of move around because his eye will just start twitching, which makes it hard for him to read and write. And he doesn't really like to read out loud. So he'll usually go to like the back of the classroom and like have an audiobook read to him or watch a video or like do a talk to text thing. And there's a new app, and I forget what it was, that the teacher's looking forward to using on their iPads that they have. And then I just saw
dang,
a
that's
lot of like breaks offered for some student or for a couple students, especially in the ag classroom. There's a behavioral IEP. He's just very negative. He's had a hard life, and his mom and dad basically sent him to his grandma's because they didn't want him, type thing, and it wasn't a good
mhm,
living environment for him. So he's now at this new school, and the hey, no, and the dog, or sorry, not dogs, and he is just very negative, and he's allowed to sit like by himself, and they all try to get him to be a more positive attitude, and there's been a lot of change for him since I even saw that like has really helped him, and he's more positive, more excited to be in the classroom. But there's still those times where he just comes in, someone will say good morning, and he'll tell him to screw off or
mhm,
shut the heck up, and the teacher's like, no, you can't do that. So
yeah. It
yeah.
sounds like you got a really good experience. I mean, as far as, seeing a different mix of a lot of things, and
I
a
could
good
not
learning
be
opportunity.
a special education teacher. That is so chaotic, and I don't think I
Mhm.
could do it.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely, more requiring, to really more you gotta be way more involved, I feel, and
Yeah, I couldn't do it 24/7. Like, I that's just not my personality. I personally don't
mhm.
think I can do it, and I have a lot more respect for special education teachers who do deal with that, and I couldn't imagine being in like a 5 or 6A school that has so many more of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds yeah, I don't know, I don't think I could personally do it either. It's definitely a lot, and
Yeah. I thought it was very interesting because, like, the one with the physical, like, eye stigma, his like, you'll just be watching him, and all of a sudden, his eyes just, like, going back and forth, and that's when he can't see, and it affects his writing because he can't spell
mhm.
because he's never really been forced to, and that's part of the high school's problem is just their special education department's lacking, so they haven't ever had those, like, enough resources to be able to sit down and really work with him or even any of the other students for that matter.
Mhm. What school are you at? Is the district underfunded or
It's
do you
Russell
have an
High
idea?
School,
Oh, yeah, yeah, Russell, okay, I remember you saying that. Are they
and
underfunded, do you know? Or
they're now going to be underfunded next year because on the state count day, like, I guess not a lot of students showed up for the students they
mhm,
actually do have, so they're going to be really underfunded. But I know their special education department just doesn't have the resources and they don't have a program to use, so the teachers have had to come up with everything. And then the school itself just needs some work, and I don't think the from what I've heard from many teachers is the administration just isn't the strongest there on
mhm.
following through with what they say or things like that, or
Yeah.
budgeting necessarily.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds tough. I mean, even I can't imagine the teacher that you were talking about that doesn't even have an education degree yet being put in that situation and having to
Yeah, there's a
create
lot of
everything on your
teachers
own and
there
not
that
having a
technically
mentor.
aren't licensed.
Mhm,
So, yeah, interesting. But I also talked to someone else from another school, and they said that's common for them too, is to have some teachers that aren't licensed teaching, but are
right.
like either working towards it or that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super interesting to think about, and yeah, maybe if you were to ever be in a school that, is properly funded and kind of, set up better to see the differences, and you'll be able to compare kind of
Yeah.
the impact it makes on the students' lives.
Yeah. But no, overall, I think they all do really well with what they have in dealing with the situations that do arise. It's just
Mhm.
always something it's just different every time, I guess. Like, you never really know
Yeah,
how to
probably
handle.
yeah, pretty much learning something new or having needing to adapt every day type
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited to start my, special education shadowing, but I don't know why. I have another class where I need a shadow too. So for some reason, I should have staggered it to where I got my special education earlier, but I did the business class for this class and then my other class at the same time and put the special education kind of after both of those so they're out of the way. And yeah,
Yeah,
so I don't have
no,
much to talk about.
I'm glad I only had the ag education side and didn't have multiple teachers, and that I was easily able to
Mhm.
like, because she didn't have she just had shop class fourth and fifth period, and then plan, and then a research, which she has one student in. So I was able to just go over to the
During
special
that
ed.
time, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, do you know, is this our last time meeting? Do you know?
I think
I,
we have one possibly in module 7, but he doesn't have it posted yet because module
okay.
7's like our final.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Well,
so
alrighty. I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else we need to touch on? Do you know?
no, I don't think so. So I'll get this sent over to you,
Alrighty.
either YouTube or hopefully the video. But
Yeah, sounds
yeah,
good. I think the reason that link didn't work last time I was on my other computer and I might not have been signed into my Fort Hayes account, my like Fort Hayes
Oh,
email, so it might not have worked that way. I realized that like I was driving like 2 days ago and I was like, oh wow, it just said me that's probably why that wasn't working. 'Cause I
yeah,
emailed him and
no.
he said will send me anything if he has a problem, and I never heard back. So I'm guessing it went good. So
Perfect. Awesome. Well,
alrighty,
I'll talk to you
sounds good.
later. Mm,
Alrighty, see ya.
see ya.